Hi everybody, this is Gijs again, and this time I'm at the Outdoor by ISPO trade show. Previously it was always in Friedrichshafen, but this one is in Munich, so totally new. And I will walk you through all the nice gear things that I have seen on the show the last couple of days. And the first one is the Mink camper that actually came to my house because it landed in Rotterdam and had to travel to Munich, and they passed my house. But more on the Mink later when we get in, so please follow me. Okay, so this is an outdoor show, but there are cycling gear as well. And this is the Slap short. And you might see that there are no seams on this short, but actually they are based here. And if I take the male version, you can't see it the same. There are no seams visible. But if I turn it inside out, you can see there's a small little taping with the seams. Now, what I especially like about this, and I'm sorry, it's a lady. Look at the way how the pant is cut. It's really nice on the hips, and on the foundation, what's the name exactly? Bib underneath it. This kind of mesh is really soft to the skin. So I think a lot of ladies and gentlemen will like this. But there's one thing which is even better. And that is this free flow jacket. Those who've seen the video on the RAP jacket that I have tested last year, they know that I am a great lover of Polartec Alpha. And this jacket has the Polartec Alpha as well in it. And I tried this shirt and it feels, or this jacket, and it really feels like you only have a good wear on it when you're really biking. The fit is actually for bikers. So this is really nice. And now we're talking bikes, let's head over to Endura. As you might know, I am in the ISPO Awards. And this one, the MT500 full face downhill mountain bike helmet, it's the lightest in its category. It only weighs 680 grams in the largest size. But why is it so light? Well, it's got to do with the interior. You know, it's the green stuff that you see inside of here. And this is basically the same. And they are made out of sort of straws put together. And because you can use the straws, it is way thinner than most foam helmets. So this is the important innovation at Endura. Okay, with me is Marcus, and Marcus is god of sleeping bags, or maybe of toilet rolls. Explain to me, how did you come up with the idea from turning a toilet roll into a sleeping bag?
Actually, I was sitting on the toilet, saw an empty toilet paper roll.
Yeah, only the carton part inside.
Not exactly the carton part. And then looking at this carton part, you can easily see it's some rolled up spiral design. So it's a certain width of paper or of... Yeah. And this is turned around like a spiral design. It's an endless cylinder, and then they cut it. And I thought, why does nobody did something like this for a cutting pattern on a sleeping bag? Of course, envelope style sleeping bags, rectangular ones, they're easy to produce, so we said it's probably worth to look into mummy sleeping bags. So what we did was taking the cylindrical shape, making a 3D model of a conical shape, then rolled it up to a fabric sheet, and then looked how this turns out. So what we are ending up is a sleeping bag with a diagonal zipper, which is spiraling around like the glued part within the carton.
Yeah, so it goes basically like a spiral into this way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what we're ending up is one part is the main body, the hood. So we only have very few cutting pieces. The only cutting piece we need additional from the outside would be the footbox. From the inside, of course, we have some small parts as well. So the zipper baffle and of course the warmth collar. But other than this, it's just one part being sewn at one time, cut it in one time. So this is a very fast, easy production. Also very easy in terms of efficiency, or very good in terms of efficiency.
It's materials efficiency.
Exactly. So
no waste.
Actually, almost no waste. So we're ending up at more than 90% in terms of efficiency, which is pretty good actually for a mummy sleeping bag.
Yeah. And now we can see this is quite elastic.
Yeah.
What's the idea behind this?
Oh, when we were looking for this cutting pattern and how we fold this whole system together, we found out that the warp and weft direction of the fabric, and this is actually also the direction where the manufacturer need to sew. Other than this, they have no good sewing quality. So we saw this structure is being shifted, not as a regular sleeping bag, mummy sleeping bag. You have the warp and weft direction into the direction of sleep and also into the direction of stretch. Here in this part, we saw this angled by almost 40, 45 degrees, depending on which side of the zipper, because this is conical. So it's not even in all parts, but we saw there is the benefit, and the benefit of having an angled material is then pulling to the warp direction or the weft direction don't create any kind of stretch. If you pull by 45 degrees, you see you have a natural stretch by 3 to 5%. Of course, this is not much, so we said we take this advantage, go further, enlarge the sleeping bag, stretch it down by elastic yarn, and then we created the stretch sleeping bag, which is actually pretty warm when going in for the first time.
And what kind of filling is in here?
In this kind, we have a Carpork blend filling, so it's the natural blend from Primaloft we developed for last year. It's a blend of Carpork fiber, natural fiber like a coconut or cacao bean, and then the additional part is polyester melting fiber to keep these together.
So in this way, it's a sustainable sleeping bag as well.
It's a very sustainable sleeping bag. Also, the outer material are the finest quality we could find on recycled polyamide. So it's very expensive material, but as you can feel, it's very nice in touch. It's very robust. It's really almost like virgin, but it's recycled out of the ocean.
What you maybe don't know is that I slept in this one already during the ISPO Awards, and I liked it. And that's why you almost, yes, there it is, they got one. And I know Marcus from a clinic a couple of weeks ago, and he can talk for about 3 hours on this bag solo. So, thank you so much.
Thank you for your time and your interest.
Bye. Okay guys, if you've seen the video I did on the Winter ISPO, you've seen the North Face and Scott Mellon talking about Futurelight. And Scott also told me then that there were going to be new developments, and this is one of them, the Assault 2. It is a single wall tent made out of the Futurelight material. So this is going to be a breathable tent. And from tents to shoes, it's only a small hike. Of course, in the new shoes of the North Face, there is also Futurelight. And the cool thing about this one is, it's actually hovering. There's nothing underneath this. Cool. Like I said, the jury, and it's actually cool to see myself. Two tents that are pretty extraordinary on this trade show and also got a ISPO award is the MSR Hubba NX and the Vibram Lizard. The good thing about the Hubba is that the fabric has got a new coating. It's called Extreme Shield by MSR, and it is actually a multiplied polyurethane coating. In the past they had some problems with the coating getting loose on the inside, and that should be solved by now. And on the Vibram, the big difference is, and we've seen this on one other tent of Vibram, is the fact that the seams, well, it's a silicone fabric on the inside, nylon on the outside, of course, with a silicone coating on the inside. You cannot tape it, because it's just not possible with silicone, but in this case seams are welded, so no stitches, so that means it's getting even lighter and more durable. New from the Dutch tent manufacturer Nigor is the Apteryx. It's going to be available in a 2-person version and in a 3-person version. And as you know from Nigor, it is a lightweight tent, so it's used lightweight fabrics. It's a ripstop nylon and is of course a silicone coating to make it totally 100% waterproof. The awning has got one entrance on this side and one on the front side as well. So you can always enter the tent in a sheltered way depending on where the wind and the rain is coming from. One of the things I like about this show is that bike packing has gone totally into outdoors, because there's a lot of bike packing stuff available on this trade show, and bike packing with a pack raft, that would be nice. Sustainability is getting a more important issue on trade shows like ISPO, and Osprey is coming with the Archeon series, which is totally made out of recycled fabrics, and all the components that are metal are of course very durable as well, so they are making backpacks to last a lifetime. But that's not all. they also do one really cool thing for young parents. One of the coolest things that I've seen on the trade show is the new Poco from Osprey. It's a child carrier, and you will not imagine how many small little details it has. And one of the things that I like best is, of course, the sunshade, but also the fact that the legs are supported and the harness inside is just the other way around. So I think this is really cool for young parents. With me is Andre from Terex, and Terex is, of course, one of the brands of Adidas. That's how I should pronounce it, I think.
Yes, okay. Exactly.
And you know a lot about development and about the Parley product that is used by Terex at the moment. Could you explain Parley?
Okay, so here it is. Parley is a concept what we're using within Adidas, and it consists out of three things, and it's actually behind me.
Yeah.
The first thing which is important, and it's not only Parley, it's like an Adidas philosophy, is we need to avoid using plastic.
Yeah.
Because plastic is bad. It's bad for the world, for the oceans, and if the oceans die, we will die. But we do know plastic is still used a lot, and that's why the second thing is it's very important that we need to intercept. Once there is plastic, we need to get action on, and we need to collect it.
Yeah.
And then what do we do with it? We make something beautiful out of it at the end. So we redesign. I think this is important. That's the philosophy.
But if like a brand like Adidas does this, it's going to have, because you're a big company, it has a major effect on basically our waste problem.
Exactly. This is why we're doing it, because also our board member of marketing, Eric Littke, he always says we can do something, so it's our obligation that we do something as a big player, as a big brand, because our impact can be much higher than from a smaller brand.
And the Parley product itself, it's used in shoes.
Exactly.
And in jackets. Explain a little bit about how you put this into a shoe.
Okay, so what we're doing is, so out of those collected water bottles, we're taking them, we're recycling them, we're shredding them, and we're creating new yarns out of it. And with that yarn, we're creating then new fabrics so that we can use it either on a shoe or on a jacket.
Yeah, and explain me one thing. What's so special about the jacket? Because I know, but they don't.
Okay, so the jacket is so special because it's fully made out of Parley material. It's the first waterproof jacket, which is using it completely Parley. And I mean, look at that super functional jacket with that super cool design. I mean, there's nothing better to get out there.
And why is it white? Because it's hot outside?
No, because it's also white because it's the material as it comes in its raw color. So it's like zero dye. So you also don't need to use any chemicals or dyeing materials, and also not water again, to pollute. So this is why it's also white.
Explained.
Easy.
Thanks. The Nordic Midgard, it's not actually my type of tent because it's way too big and way too heavy for trekking, but it is an excellent design. It was sent in for the ISPO Awards and also for the Scandinavian Outdoor Awards, and of course it won an award, the Scandinavian Outdoor Overall Award. The good thing about this tent is the design, because there is not one center pole in the middle, and it looks like it, but I will show you this on the inside. You see what I mean? And the other cool feature is that it has two openings on the sides, so you can connect two little tents there. So you can sleep on both sides and use the big one as a living space. Giacomo, you are from Ferrino, Italian tent manufacturer, amongst other stuff. Outdoor gear.
Backpacks, sleeping bags.
Tell me about tent set.
Okay, tent set. Tent set is the new way to buy tent. So white tent set. Next year in 2020 we will celebrate our 150th anniversary, so we are thinking we think about launching a new innovative project on tents. Tents is our core business, so we wanted to create something very, very special for our birthday. So tent set, it's, as I told you, a new way to purchase tents, and we say build your own tent in 6 simple steps. This means that as you know, the tent is composed by different parts. Okay, so we give to the customers the possibility to choose all these single parts. So the configurator starts with choosing the choice between 2 and 3 person. Okay, so let's go ahead. So 3 person. the first thing you have to choose is the inner tent. So you can choose to have or a summer inner tent, all done in mesh, or a winter one. So the winter one is more heavy, is heavier.
Yeah.
So according to what you choose, also these indicator change.
Like
so,
the conditions, summer, winter resistance,
the
strong,
weight,
less strong.
Yeah. And so you can understand.
And the price.
And the price, of course.
We as Dutch guys like this.
So you can understand very easy what type of tent you are building. And then you go ahead, you can choose poles. So you can choose between fiberglass or aluminum poles.
Yeah.
So fiberglass are heavier, but of course less expensive.
Yeah.
And aluminum poles are of course stronger and lighter.
Yeah.
Then you go ahead, you can choose between, you can choose the fly sheet. So the fly sheet again can be or for summer condition or for winter condition. And then we also give the possibility to choose between two shapes. The one is the normal one, dome shape. The other one is this one with a big axis. There is an additional pole and a big axis. Then you go ahead and you can choose between a big list of accessories, starting from pegs, then anchors, so snow flap and the deadman to set up the tents in very tough condition. Then you can choose an additional floor to protect the tents against rocks. Then you can choose the organizer. These are very helpful because help you to keep your gear very well. Let's say it's very easy to move inside the tent with this gear loft. Then you can choose the packing system. So 3 types of packing system: a special bag or a waterproof bag. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the last step is the customization. So here you can decide to print the logo, so you can also upload your own logo, and we will print it in your tent on the fly sheet. And also you can write your name or write sentences and so on. Then of course you can, let's say, increase the...
And now finish. How do we get this?
Yeah, and then summary. And then you can buy, of course.
And I've got my Outdoor Guru tent. Top! Fjaellraeven, we know them mostly because of their nice 3000 pants. And most of them, they are pretty sturdy and heavyweight. But not this one. This is the new Midsummer pants from Fjell. And it's made out of a lightweight G1000 material with a lot of stretch on all different places. And of course, if you need some more waterproof protection, then you can always wax the G1000 material. We've been testing this one in the Alps with the Scandinavian Outdoor Awards, and it was really breathable. Also because on the sides there are these nice ventilation openings, so you can lose some of the hot air with this ridiculously warm summer weather from the last days. Eric, he's a product developer from Primus, and he knows everything about this nice little lightweight gadget. Okay, I should not maybe say it's a gadget because it's a pretty serious product.
Yeah, but it's a gadget also.
Could you explain this to me?
Yes. We started by looking at compact canister stoves on the market, like ours or all other brands, and they almost look the same. They have 3 or 4 pot supports. They can be folded together. They claim, and we claim, they are compact. Maybe they are, but they still have like things sticking out, and it's a small format but not compact. And one thing you do every day when you're out backpacking, you pack it in your backpack and you unpack it from your backpack. And with this you have, it's not that packable. So we started to think if we can do something with that format, that generic format. So we started to check different shapes, and after a while we found the cylindric shape, which is very packable. You can pack it into your backpack, unpack it, pack it in your pocket, take it out of your pocket.
Women know this already for a long time because of the lipstick.
Exactly. We should have asked them, then we could save 2 years of development work. Yeah, but we didn't.
Yeah.
And also we checked if we could use the pot supports for something else than just holding the pot like a windshield.
Yeah.
So we changed the direction of the generic shape of pot support and put it so you get a calm area around the burner. And actually that's it about this.
Okay. Have you got any clue about the weight?
The weight, it comes in two versions, the stainless steel version and the titanium version. 82 gram, 96 grams.
Okay. And there is a separate piezo
Yes,
with it?
it comes with a separate
It
piezo.
comes in the package if you buy one, or is it an extra?
No,
It's
it comes
okay.
with this. So you
Yeah.
and the same cylindric shape for that, and you pack everything together
nice
in a
pouch.
wool pouch.
And that's sustainable, of course.
Yes.
Yeah. You should
We
be
try to
if you're
reduce.
to the Phoenix company, then it's Fjaellraeven, it's sustainable.
Yes,
Yeah.
and so we try to reduce the amount of, for example, especially for this, no painting, no plastics, unless you need to have plastic, like the gaskets.
Yeah, of course.
And everything is, you can recycle everything. You can. If
And
you,
what kind of power output has it got?
the power output, you can find stoves with more power output on the market.
It's not everything, I know.
But we have focused on taking care of as much of the energy as possible. So the output is, if I remember right, 2,600 watts or so.
Okay. And did you measure boiling time for...
Yeah, the boiling time is around 4 minutes for
liter.
1 liter,
Okay.
20 degrees to
Celsius.
95 degrees.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much, Eric.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah, you're welcome. Well, you've seen me talking on glamping at Nordisk. Now I am at Exped, and this is the new Exped Megamat Max 15. And of course, Max, it's got a Dutch, well, sort of tone, because we've got our Formula 1 driver, Max Verstappen. So I really love this one. But of course, the Max is because it is a whopping 15 centimeters thick. So this is really very, very comfortable. The weight is about 6 kilos, and yes, you can fold it into a sort of small package by folding it inwards and then rolling it down. Now, there's more news from Exped, and that's for the tent side, because this is really a glamping thing in my opinion, but they have got a really nice new cycling tent. The Exped tent I was talking about is the Outer Space 2 and the Outer Space 3, which of course is a 2-person tent or a 3-person tent. And as you can see, it's got a huge vestibule. So this is really a tent made for cyclists, because you can put a lot of panniers in here, or just people who travel by car, of course. And yes, there's one backpack, a really big one, and you can put there one as well, but I think it's a bit big for really backpacking. And what I do like about the tent is also that because you sleep into this direction, if you want to go out for a wee, the one who's in the back always has to crawl over the one in the front, which is not very sensible. But on the back there is also an entrance. And when I'm talking cyclists, they can carry a bit more than the normal backpacker. GSI got a new pot, which is the Escape. It's a 3-liter one, and I think it's pretty clever designed, because the lid, of course, it functions as a sieve as well, or as a colander, how you call this in English. And then you've got the pot itself. Where is it? There. And it expands because it's made out of silicon. One of the good things as well is that there is this heat exchanger underneath it, so you get your water boiling really fast. And of course, underneath there is this frying pan. So together you got a really nice complete set. This is Max, he's from Compudel, and you are a product developer.
Yes.
And you came up with the FXP series. We had this one on the ISPO Awards meeting. And we only had one pole, which was, I think, this one, because it was a fixed length.
Yes.
But you do more.
Yes.
Could you explain this one and then maybe one of the other ones?
Basically, our new FXP series is based on a complete new connection system. So existing folding poles are good, but there are so many disadvantages, like you have a cord constantly under tension, and there is no mechanical connection. This one has a mechanical connection and is rock solid. And the best thing on this pole is that it unfolds by itself. And it's very easy. You do it like this, and you can ready to go.
Did you see that? Could you do it again?
Yes, sure.
Okay, clever.
Thank you.
This one comes in 2 fixed lengths.
Yes, there are 2 models that comes in fixed length. Ultralight one,
Yeah.
and a little bit heavier one. That is, of course, cheaper.
Yeah.
But both based on our carbon tubes. And we got 2 different barrier molds where you can adjust the length.
Okay.
And we also do weighting staffs.
And you've got one special one for trekking.
Yes, we got one special one for trekking. It's this one.
Yeah.
That's the Expedition one. We got a carbon tube on the upper part and the aluminium rock sleeve.
And this is to protect it from hitting rocks,
Yes,
because
exactly.
carbon might be a bit more easy to damage.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
But it has the same FXP connection system in it.
Now you
that
say
also.
that this one doesn't have all the other one doesn't have a mechanical connection.
Yep.
But I see a sort of a wire elastic band here.
There is
What's the big difference?
The big difference is that the cord is just to hold the parts together.
Yeah.
So the cord is not the reason that you have a mechanical connection. On existing folding poles, you have a cord running through, and the cord is holding the pole together. If the cord breaks, the pole is ruined. On this one, even if the rope is broken, the pole is still working because we have a mechanical connection. We can click it together.
So what gives the tension inside? Why is it sort of springy?
Because we got 2 springs inside, and with these special springs, you get to this self-deploying.
Okay. But I think the
mechanism.
springs are the company secret.
Yes.
Oh, that's a pity. But I do understand. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
People who follow me already for a while, they might have seen the video review on the Technica Forge. And the good thing about this boot is that it has these orange parts, and these orange parts are thermal moldable. So they basically adapt the shoe to your foot. Well, this is the Forge, but now there is the Origin. This is a real hiking boot, and this is a more hiking casual boot. And the Origin has the same features of thermal molding, and that is also the reason why it won a ISPO Gold Award. I already had this one tailor-made to my feet yesterday, so it will be on the website shortly. Keen is one of my favorite brands because they are already a long time busy with sustainability. And one of my favorite sandals is actually the Newport, and this is the classic one. And I've been doing so many real good heavy outdoor trips in warm countries on this one. It's really bulletproof. And what I especially like is, of course, the nose, because it's well protecting your toes. Now there is the Waterfront, which is a development from basically the Newport, and it has a Arca grip sole, which is non-marking, so you can use it on your yacht as well. And of course this one, the loops, they are made out of recycled PET bottles. And then finally, this little red stylish beauty. It's a Terradora, and we know this name already because this is the second version of it. And I really like the nice weaving, what the upper is made out of. So that's the news on Keen. Everybody knows the Italian brand Vibram. You know, it's the yellow logo, and it's underneath most of our hiking boots. And RepTech, it's a new development from Vibram, and it is in an experimental phase, so it's not for sale yet. And it's like making, well, an outsole on a very sustainable method without leaving too much waste. And what it does, and this is probably the nicest example, it really wraps around the upper as a total, and then you get all these nice structures, which makes the boot very, very personal. The one I like best is the pangolin style. You can see it's got no leftovers anymore, but it's got these nice lugs that are also on the side, so this gives a nice look, but also a lot of grip on the side of the shoe. Wojciech, you are a designer at Pajak? Is that the correct way to pronounce it?
Yeah,
and you are from?
The correct name. I'm from Poland.
Yeah, the company is from Poland.
The company is also from Poland.
Okay.
And we have our own factory in Poland. So this is made in Poland products.
And you designed this one?
Yeah.
It's a
correct.
sleeping bag for 2 persons. It was on the Outdoor by ISPO Award jury meeting. So explain to me, why is this bag so likable and why did it win a prize?
Okay, so first of all, it's as all Pajak products. It's very light,
Yeah.
also warm, have superior compression ratio, so it's occupy very limited space in your luggage. And what we do unique in the sleeping bag, it's very convenient to the standard solution when you connect two sleeping bags together, or compared to other two-person sleeping bags, because just a little things like usually, thank you. Usually you have a zipper in the middle, which bothers you or your partner, because when you want to go to the pee, for example,
or just want to look like closely together.
You need to open the zipper and then you probably woke up this person. With the zipper on the side, you can sneak out from the sleeping bag without bothering a person who is sleeping next to you. Also, we decide to change the place where the pockets are, because it's usually you put the headlamps or other heavy items, and when you're sleeping together in the sleeping bags, this can bother you. So what we done? We put the pockets on the very side, on the place which is quite convenient. As you can see, we protected the zippers not to stuck.
This goes fast.
And but what we done with the sleeping bag, as we designed the sleeping bags to be possible to recycle, because the huge problem with the products, any garments and the sleeping bags in the industry, is it's combined different kind of the plastics. Each of these plastic can be recycled. The problem is they are connected, and find a company who will pay super extra money to put it apart. It's impossible. Usually you have polyamide on the outside, because this is some fancy fabrics, and you can have a really good story to that. Inside, nobody cares, so usually people use polyester, which is cheap as hell, but then you stitch them together.
And then you're lost.
So what we done with this sleeping bag, we need to cut out the coils from the zippers, because this is two different plastic combined together, but the rest, the fabric outside, the fabric inside, the thread, this part, the straps, the cords, everything is polyamide 6.6.
Okay, so it can be recycled in one go.
After cutting this out, sucking out the down, which go for the processing, you can melt this sleeping bag and make it to the back to polyamide 6.6, which is superior yarn.
That sounds clever. Except you forget one thing. It's not only the plastics. What's inside the bag? Is it down? Is it artificial down?
It's a natural down. Polish white goose down. Basically.
So when you want to recycle it, you just suck out the down and reuse it again?
First we need to clean them, sort them.
For sure.
But then we can reuse the down.
Okay. Congratulations with your prize anyway. Thank you. Ciao. One of the things I like best about the ISPO Award jury meeting was the RAP Mythic Ultra. It is a sleeping bag and it is the first one with a titanium coating on the inside. And now I'm saying some things wrong in the respect of RAP, because it is not a coating. The part that you see here, it looks like aluminium, but no, it is a titanium, and it has been brought onto the fabric by a sort of powder coating, but not with the electricity and not with the coating, because it is in a very fine molecular structure, so it is on the threads itself. So without saying that it's a coating, this still breathes very well. The thing is about the titanium coating that it reflects your body heat into the bag itself, and therefore it really is a very heat efficient sleeping bag. This also means that you can put less down into the sleeping bag to get the same amount of warmth, so that's also very sustainable. And that's all about the RAP Mythic Ultra. At Lower Alpine, the new AirZone Plus carry system is the new kid on the block. It is a knit, and this is all one big part. And the good thing is, because it is knit in a lot of different densities, you really divide the weight very well to the back. And because of all the holes, and you can see it behind me as well, it is also very well ventilating. And of course, this one, the Plus, it is also adjustable. So, I am here on the booth of Dometic, and why I'm here? Because of this fantastic truck. If you follow me, you know that I have a Toyota Land Cruiser, which is almost 20 years old. And I'm quite jealous of the people who own this one. And they are going from the north to?
Cape Town.
Cape Town. But what has Dometic got to do with the Overlanders?
The beautiful truck behind us. Well, our vision is making mobile living made easy. So what we do is that we are enabling people like Jason and Lisa, our ambassadors, having this truck, to stay longer with fresh food, and we have the right equipment for you to do so.
And why is Dometic better than, let's say, other brands? Because I know Dometic, and there was the other brand Waco, as I believe, in the water sports.
Correct, yeah. So what we did is then that Dometic acquired Waco back in 2007. So Waco is actually Dometic today.
Okay, didn't know that, thanks.
Yeah.
And there is one thing about energy consumption. You seem to be very, well, fuel efficient.
Correct. One thing to be able to stay longer is that you need, of course, energy, but you also need to ensure that you have as low and optimized energy consumption as possible. And that is what Dometic is enabling and focusing upon as well. Whereas we are having both the power to support the product as well as then the low energy consumption product.
So this is what I need if I'm not connected to the grid?
Definitely. So you can stay then with this PLB 40, it's a 500 watts battery, for over a weekend, or we say approximately 40 hours then, approximately, depending on how you're operating your beautiful fridge then.
So if you want to use it as a freezer or as a cooler?
Correct, yeah. So this, we have then two different here on the stand, for example, whereas this is going down to minus 18, and the CFX is going down to minus 22. And of course, depending on if you are using the deep freezing function, you will have then different energy consumption. Okay,
now this is not really my playing field, because I only do lightweight stuff.
Luckily you have me here then explaining
yes,
the
for sure,
differentiation.
because I own one of the other brands, and since I've been looking into the solar panel stuff to get energy into my fridge, somebody of you told me that this one is actually the better choice. So I'm really looking for maybe to do once a test somewhere in some way.
Yeah.
Patrick, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I'm going to talk to the Overlanders about this nice truck.
You should definitely, and we are very happy to have you on board.
Good. The Dutch brand Rubitech. It's not only available in the Netherlands, but it is also available all over the globe. And Rubitech is getting into coffee, and I know why. Because one of the owners of the company is a really big coffee lover. So what did they do? They made a mill, which is a really good one because it has a steel inner. And then you take the coffee and you put it in the stainless steel, how do you call this? We call this a melita, to be honest. And then you pour in some water. And this one has an opening of 0.02 microns, so that's really, really small. And therefore the coffee granulate doesn't get into your cup itself. A little bit of water on there. And now let it sit for a while. And now it starts bubbling. Mix it a bit. Also with a new pack from Nigor, because that's the same brand basically. And then we put a little bit more on this as well. And now we wait a little time, and now it should be done. Let me get this out of the way. Hoppakee. And now I have a real nice cup of old-fashioned coffee with a modern twist. And did you see the cup? It's got the classic Dutch Delftsblauw design. Cheers! And with my visit to the second main camper on this trade show, My Outdoor at ISPO has come to a complete circle. And now, before I am heading back home to the Netherlands after 4 days, I am quite exhausted. So let's take a little nap. Ciao, ciao. Enjoy the outdoors. But sometimes outdoors, indoors, not that bad.